平和を生み出し正義をなすことだ。
平和、正義。
We are living in the most peaceful era of history thus far. For centuries, global war was the norm. Millions of young people would die needlessly. However, since the US annihilated Hiroshima and ended World War II, there has been little to no direct conflict between great powers. We've had Cold Wars, Proxy Wars, Civil Wars, but not the devastating global wars of past eras. But what is responsible for the longest known peace in history? One explanation is the advent of nuclear weapons. This realist theory holds that even the most evil, power-driven people are rational to the extent they would want to preserve their own life. The destruction nuclear weapons cause is so great that they deter even the most evil dictators. If you're a Naruto fan, this twisted but compelling logic may sound familiar. Nagato Pain grew sick of the bloodshed he witnessed. He lost faith in the capacity for human reason, and he wanted a solution that works. Humans can't understand each other, he argued, but they can understand fear. He wanted to create a bomb so powerful, the pain inflicted by it would stop all wars. And in our own world, this has seemed to work. Japan's leadership during the war was hell-bent on winning at all costs. But after the absolute horror of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they surrendered and over the course of time became a pacifist, prosperous nation. So could it be that Pain was actually right all along? On the topic of human nature, Pain seems to be right. Just like in the Naruto world, humans have shown over millennia in our world that they are predisposed to conflict and tribalism. Evolutionary traits we developed to reproduce at all costs in the anarchy of nature, and traits that still shape us today. We need weapons to keep the weapons of other evil forces in check. Even Naruto agrees with this without realizing, as he himself became so powerful he was in essence the very form of weapon he opposed. The key difference between Naruto and Pain is that Naruto had inherited Jiraiya's belief human understanding is at least possible even if it isn't likely. He realized a civil face-to-face interaction with Nagato, type so sorely lacking in our own divided political discourse, was what was required. Naruto didn't rush to ban Pain from social media or label him a Nazi. Instead, he chose to try and build cooperation where it didn't seem possible. And Naruto argued that Pain's form of peace would be an illusion. It wouldn't solve the underlying causes behind human division, and it would risk millions of lives in the process. And he isn't wrong either. Nuclear weapons work up until the point they don't. It only takes one accident, one nuclear terrorist, one crazy leader, and the entire world could be destroyed. Relying on a nuclear-driven peace is a suboptimal, high-risk gamble. But what is the alternative exactly? In his Idealism, Naruto argues the most important first step is to actually believe peace is possible. If you do not aspire for something, you cannot achieve it. It's a simple but valid point. Naruto then tries to show Nagato that it is possible to defy human nature. Pain literally ruined Naruto's life. He killed his sensei, his teacher, his potential wife, and nuked his entire village. Naruto stood before someone who embodied all the evil he sought to destroy, and he forgave him. This was more than talk no jutsu. This was a precedent of forgiveness that trivializes the best parts of the Bible. Naruto realized he could not create peace predicated on revenge, and was willing to sacrifice his own dignity for the greater good. The message here is that a real human peace needs people to transcend their emotions and deconstruct their desire to kill others, and this probably isn't going to happen on a large scale, so it's no wonder we rely on nuclear weapons instead.